church.
Okay.
And so we went this seminar deal, and then since it was in that church, we were spending the night, so we went there the next morning.
Oh, great.
My first
Good
opportunity.
morning.
Good morning.
We are just going to go ahead and get started today, since we are running a little bit behind. Hello and welcome to Unity. My name is Natalie. It is such a blessing to see shining lights in person here in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and a big welcome to everyone joining us on YouTube. We so love having you here with us in spirit. Please be sure to like and share our live stream. Next slide, please. Here at Unity, we begin with a simple moment of connection with our spiritual nature. Our Christ candle reminds us that within each person there is divine light. As we light this candle now, I invite you to say with me, together, we open our hearts and minds to the sacredness of all people.
We are
Willing to shine our inner light into the world, and we make space for others to do the same. And now we offer an affirmative prayer. Together, with peaceful hearts, we are open to the divine flow of abundance, ideas, and substance. Today, we welcome Rev Raymont Anderson. Rev Raymont Anderson has frequently been referred to as a Renaissance man. One look at his resume and the reason becomes clear. As a lifelong learner with a passion for self-development, personal transformation, transmutation, and transfiguration, he lives his bliss as a teacher, minister, speaker, mentor, father, grandfather, and more. He is a licensed CSL minister and currently serves as senior minister of the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore. In addition, he serves the greater spiritual community as a sought-after and popular guest speaker by traveling to other centers for spiritual living and Unity churches. And now, let us bless our children. Together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. And now let's affirm our mission statement together. We are advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And today's unity principle is principle number 4. Together, prayer and meditation keep us aligned with the one great power in the universe. And now for some community news. First up is our potluck fellowship. Join us after service today for some potluck fellowship. If you didn't bring a food item, please bring your appetite. Next up, there is going to be a fundraiser for Ukraine. A reception will be held at the Central Rappahannock Library on Saturday, October 23rd from 2 to 5 p.m. Tickets are $50 and all proceeds will go directly to the people of Ukraine. For tickets, please email fxbg4ukraine@gmail.com. And now for our anniversary celebration. Please join us in celebrating our 23rd year as Unity of Fredericksburg on Saturday, October 9th. Reverend Cheryl will be our speaker, and there are rumors of a special Readers Theater performance, which should be very exciting. New Thought Renaissance. Unity of Fairfax and Center for Spiritual Living will host a special event with activities on Friday, September 30th and Saturday, October 1st. It is a rebirthing, reawakening, and reviving the power of spirit within. Friday evening will be a drum circle on the Labyrinth at Unity of Fairfax. Saturday will be speakers, musicians, and a meditation from 1 to 4 p.m. This year's Eastern Region Fall Conference, the theme is Learning from Our Past, Loving Our Presence, and Unleashing Our Future. This year it is virtual, and anybody can register to attend all or part of it, and you can do that by visiting their website, www.easternregion.org, and click on the Conference 2022 image. And now for a statement of commitment. Unity of Fredericksburg stands in solidarity with all people for diversion and inclusion. Here is this week's diversity video link and a short description from our newsletter. This week's video title is Deconstructing Karen. In Deconstructing Karen, white women attend the wildest dinner party of their lives. The main course is a radically open and honest conversation on racism. While sipping wine and passing the bread basket, these women go on an eye-opening journey discovering how they uphold white supremacy every single day. For some guests, there are epiphanies, for others, there is resistance. But for all the women, something changes and they can never unknow the painful truths revealed over dinner. And if you would like to receive our weekly newsletter, please email info@uofva.org. And now we would like to take a moment to focus our hearts on the people of Ukraine. Our hearts join together in prayer for the people of Ukraine. We hold the highest vision for peace and tranquility. We give thanks knowing that God is present in every situation. And now for our daily word. Today's daily word is harmony. Harmony is an integral part of music, adding layers of intricacy and depth. Without harmony and rhythm, a musical composition would be little more than a dissonant cacophony. With the resolution of each chord and the synchronization of every note, a symphony can touch my soul with peace. Similarly, my soul finds peace as I seek a chord in my relationships and every interaction I have. From a place of love and tranquility, I bring compassion to every situation. With the give and take of compromise, I build understanding and trust. I approach each interaction with faith and the expectation of harmonious results. Harmonizing my mind and heart with the world around me, I welcome and do my part to create goodwill, meaning, and beauty. Today's Bible verse is Romans 12:16. Live in harmony with one another. And together, let's affirm, harmony is the song of my life. Can you put it back? Let's do it one more time. Harmony is the song of my life. And now we will welcome Reverend Raymont via video.
And greetings, Unity of Fredericksburg. Thank you once again for the invitation and opportunity to return and speak to you. So it's my understanding that you are currently going through the process of studying and practicing and embodying the 12 powers, and you're doing a book study group. And so today our theme is around this idea of strength and tenacity. Before we begin, let's breathe, because the work we're going to do means we have to deconstruct the traditional consciousness, the collective consciousness around both of these words and the energy that they hold. So breathe. So when we traditionally think about this idea of strength, what typically comes to mind? Muscles, the amount of weight that someone can carry, the amount of weight that someone can pick up. Maybe an image of the Olympics and the weightlifter who, and then they get a gold medal because they are the strongest person in the world, whatever that means. Maybe it's the image of Atlas from Greek mythology holding the weight of the world on his shoulders, or Hercules and his great strength, or Samson and the strength given to him by God. All of these versions of strength typically anchor and ground into the physicalness of our being. It's about muscles. And even though we use the word strength to talk about strength of will, strength of determination, very rarely do we really anchor and ground into or extrapolate, well, what does that even mean though? What does it even mean to truly be strong? What does it mean to demonstrate strength? So I want you to pause for a moment. Because when we think of strength, do we think of, in the martial arts, there are various forms. Some are called hard styles, karate, taekwondo, tang soo do, krav maga, like certain things, hard styles, brute strength, brute force, kicking, striking, punching stuff. And then there are things that are called the internal arts or the soft styles, things like Tai Chi, Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu, where you are using the opponent's weight and energy and force and redirecting it. And so these styles, which tend to be excellent for children and women and a variety of other people who don't necessarily have the muscle mass and strength that the average male man possesses. So what is strength, once again? Because both of these styles of martial arts employ a type of strength. Tai Chi, the strength that is used is the balance of yin and yang, the ability to receive and to give, the ability to move, to yield strength, to yield and redirect. So what is strength? Yeah, I keep asking that question. So what is strength? Is strength our ability to embody the qualities of the divine? Ernest Holmes says, whatever is true about God is true about you. Breathe. Because I want you to affirm that with me. Whatever is true about God is true about me. Whatever is true about God is true about me. So strength, this ability to embody love, joy, forgiveness, this ability to show up fully, audaciously, with power and transparency. Maybe this is why folks like Mamie Till Mobley, the mother of Emmett Till, pause and think about the amount of strength it takes for a mother to see her son lynched and yet demand an open casket for the world to see what was done to her son. Strength. Larry Kramer and the founders of the ACT UP movement, who diligently, with tenacity, demanded health care for people experiencing HIV and AIDS. Think about people such as the marchers who marched across what would become known as Bloody Sunday, who marched across the Pettus Bridge and were beaten, bludgeoned, and tortured for the sake of voting and equality. And though they were beaten, they did not quit. They did return. And that Bloody Sunday became a huge turning point in the civil rights movement. But think of the strength that it takes to be so determined and embodied with an ideal and a vision that says, I will not be moved. Think about the Greensboro Four, who sat at that lunch counter. Strength, determination. Think about Gandhi and King, whose practice of non-violent social change and how this practice changed the world. Think about Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for opposing what was legal in South Africa, the system of apartheid. And not only did he come out and then run for president, but he forgave, because he realized that if I come out holding all of that, then I will be no good to what vision I hold, to the vision that holds me. And so he surrendered it. Strength. surrendering and letting go of a grudge, strength. Surrendering and letting go of an old paradigm or consciousness, strength. Releasing the old story of who we think we are, who we've been told we are, and yet recognizing that that's not who I choose to be. It's not the story I choose to tell. And so having the strength and the determination, the tenacity to say, this is who I am. This is what I am. And this is how I show up as the embodiment of the divine. Breathe. Because when we really get into this whole idea, strength, tenacity, and all of what these mean, determination, how determined are we to bring peace on earth? How determined are we to see and to experience a world that works for all? How determined are we? Do we have the patience? Tenacity, synonym, patience. Do we have the patience to do our spiritual practices every day? To study, to meditate, to pray, to journal, to do whatever it is that we need to do and are called to do in order to demonstrate and manifest. Do we have the patience? Do we have the diligence to do it again and again and again, while recognizing that it's not about the end goal? The dream is not the end goal. The dream is not the brass ring. The dream is not the trophy. The dream is the journey. The destination is the journey itself. Do we have the diligence to recognize that it's not about getting from point A to B and B being, hallelujah, the end, but it's about the steps along the way and what comes after B, C, and the journey and steps along the way. And what comes after C, D, E, F, G, and what comes after, and what comes after, and what comes after. It's about the journey. Do we have the diligence that is needed and called for to do what is ours to do? Moment by moment, thought by thought. And so when something comes up that is unpleasant, some trauma, some memory, some worry, some fear, do we have the diligence to address it, to do what we need to do and are called to do, so that we are not overcome by this, but we are able to be both and? I know who and what I am, and I practice while still feeling. And so because I balance these, yin, yang, because I balance these, I am able to still function effectively, living, moving, and having my being as the divine, incarnating itself as me. Do we have the resolve, the ability, and the willingness to put things right? That when we see injustices in the world, we have the resolve to put things right, to clarify the vision of love itself, and to change the paradigms of culture and consciousness and put things right. See, keep in mind that there were a lot of things that were legal. Apartheid was legal. Burning women for witchcraft was legal. Slavery was legal. Many things, just because they are legal, does not make them right. Does not make them the highest and best for all. So do we have the resolve to see what is and recognize that if this is not the most life-affirming demonstration of whatever, a community, democracy, whatever it is, that we have the resolve to change, transform, metamorphosize, to use alchemy, to transform? Do we have the resolve that is needed? See, all of this, tenacity and strength. Do we have the conviction of our beliefs? We say, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. But am I willing to have the resolve? Right? Am I willing to have the resolve to be the very demonstration of peace on earth? To walk the walk, to not just, there's only God and God is good. There's only peace and peace is, but to embody it. So that when we say, let there be peace on earth, well, what are the action steps? Because if I am simply peaceful in my own home and that's all, then I'm twiddling my metaphysical thumbs. And I am no earthly good. Oh, I'm the good Samaritan when it comes to riding my horse. But the moment I see someone, look like he beat up pretty bad. Come on, get up, let's go somewhere else. That's not mine to do. What's in your consciousness? See, if you were thinking something else, you wouldn't have got beat up. Metaphysical malpractice. Metaphysical tiddlywinks. Do I have the resolve? Do I have the conviction of my beliefs, of what I say I believe? There is only one power, and that power is, that presence is love itself. God, all power, all beauty, all joy, all wonder, and what it is I am. And therefore, how I show up is different. That when I pray, when I do a spiritual mind treatment, when I meditate, when I am out in the world, see, I don't just live in answered prayer, I live as answered prayer. I don't just say a prayer, my life is a prayer. I don't simply have a vision, mission, and purpose. My life is the outward expression of my vision, mission, purpose, and values. And so I am convicted of this. I have the resolve that if I see something that is there's work to be done, and I do it with diligence, with patience, with determination, with a strength of spirit that says, I am here, and I am that which is, and that which is what I am. Period. Breathe. Because therein lies our invitation. Are we willing to take upon ourselves the spiritual imperative that Mamie had in reference to her son Emmett Till? Are we willing to take on the resolve of Larry Kramer and the Act Up movement, to take on those who marched in the civil rights movement, those who marched in the women's equity and equality and justice and voting rights movement? Are we willing to work and move and take upon ourselves that which is ours to do for the LGBTQ community, for the indigenous Americans, for the First Peoples, for the Native Americans? Are we willing to protect water, to protect earth? Are we willing to do what is ours to do with strength of spirit and conviction? Are we willing to do it? That is what it means to live, move, and be strong. To be the very embodiment of strength itself. That's what it means to have tenacity, determination, perseverance, patience, dedication, resolve, conviction, and breathe. Breathe as we avail ourselves to opening our consciousness to go within, to that place where Temet Noske, know thyself. And as we know ourselves, we become more and more what we are. Spiritual, divine, holy beings, the very embodiment of the universe itself. And so we enter into meditation and we breathe and we recognize the truth of our being. Om Tat Sat. I am that. Breathe. as we continue to breathe, we allow this divine and holy Ruach Elohim, the very breath of God, the very breath that God breathes itself as each one of us, we allow this breath to bring us to this present moment, because we understand that we cannot rebreathe yesterday's breath, we can't pre-breathe tomorrow's breath, and we can't save a breath for a rainy day. Only this divine inhale and this divine exhale, right here and right now. The practice of receiving as we take the breath in, and giving and surrender as we let the breath go. Yin and yang. Breathe. Recognizing that this breath reconnects us and allows us to remember the truth of our being. There is only that which is God, called by many names, but nonetheless, it is this circle, circumference, nowhere, center everywhere. Therefore, right where each of us is, the very power and presence of life itself must be, for it, God, is all there is. Breathe. We breathe recognizing this. We breathe remembering this. We breathe embodying this. We breathe recognizing that whatever is true about God, the source, the thing itself, the one life, the one mind, the universe, whatever is true about it must be true about me. Must be true about each and every one of us. So the very strength of the universe is our strength now. The very tenacity of the universe is our tenacity now. The very conviction, and in the beginning was the Word, and that Word was with God, and that Word was God, and that Word was flesh. Conviction to speak our truth, to know our truth, to live our truth. Determination to live so powerfully that we demonstrate peace on earth. See, you may say that I'm a dreamer, but I know I am not the only one. And I know someday, right here, right now, it begins that you will join us and the world lives as one. Breathe. Breathe. For that which it is, you are. That which it has because it is you, and you have it now. Breathe. The law of mind and action receives all of this and says yes, which means all of this, every song, every meditation, every affirmation, the message itself, all of this, and all of the ways that we show up, answered prayer. That's what is. It is now, and so it is. Namaste, blessings, much love and appreciation, and I will see you soon. Take care.
Wow, how powerful that was. Thank you, Reverend Ray. And now we are going to bless our tithes and love offerings together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. And we will now offer a final blessing for our offerings. We acknowledge the source of all that is, and we hold an attitude of gratitude for these tithes and love offerings that have been so freely given. We are so grateful for the many ways that our gifts will serve the community. And we enfold the loving souls who have requested prayers in the absolute truth of God declaring with pure faith that all prayers are heard and responded to in the highest expression of God's will. And so it is. Amen. Okay.
You know what, it went over to the other
It did.
PowerPoint. Okay.
Oh, what's, why didn't? Confused.
It's okay. We're having a little technical difficulty. It'll be taken care of in a second. I believe we're moving on to our peace song. Now for our peace song. Together, please. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And now our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you for being with us and sharing your light today. Namaste.
Namaste.
Good job, Ryan.